Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me know if I'm in gear in your ear. Even though the weather's gotten better here, I've got some sort of head thing which you probably can hear. So I may be annoying for a little while. Hopefully right now you can pick up some things. Oh look, it's coming up to my dad's birthday, my late dad's birthday soon. Okay. Hey Sir, thanks Rob, thanks Bruce. Everyone's here, fantastic. Feels like there might statistically be a Eugene in the room too. Oh no, we don't have, we got extra. Okay, g'day everyone, how you going? Okay, welcome to the cryptocurrency report for today, which is the Wednesday the 2nd of October, and what used to be 7:09. Here's our disclaimer and warning, and I still haven't got that date. Let's put in Bridge Street, Sydney. Suite 301, I think it was. I don't know. I'm going to put it up there. If you're concerned by the date, please email me and I'll get you, sorry, concerned by the lack of address, please email me and I'll send you that. Although that would be a little bit odd for somebody to ask me that, in my opinion, but that's what I guess is important. Okay, so we are talking about cryptocurrencies today, which means I'll look at the Bitcoin futures up here just quickly, and we'll look at a few other things shortly. So we are looking at Bitcoin, the Bitcoin chart. This is an hourly chart, and I've just been looking at it because it looks to me semi-strong. Notice the volume. I'm not transcribing this at the moment, so something's happened here that I can't see. They've changed the room of the live dashboard. I hate it when these tech companies suddenly change everything. They get started, then start streaming. I am streaming. I am streaming. Why are you doing this to me, YouTube? Like, what? You've got no idea. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I normally get a thing which just says, here it is, and you pick it up down there. Now I've got to do live channel, blah, 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 get started. You can see the boring palaver. It's already broadcasting somewhere in space. It takes 25 hours. I don't want to, I am live streaming. It says takes 24. I did it yesterday. I did whatever they needed to do yesterday. It's just like, please, for goodness sake. It's streaming there already. It's already gone there. And if I get this one, what this shit? Why are you, yeah, there should be a question. Why are you screwing me around? That's just, do you see why I'm showing you this for a reason, because every time I do one of these webinars, it comes up with some other bullshit. It's not what I need. there seems to be no solution. Like normally it'd just come into a completely different. They've done it with every software. Oh, Corey, that's great. No lag. But if I look here, this is the other frustrating thing. If I look here, when it does this, it says streaming live to YouTube. You can see across the top here. So it's going into YouTube. I just can't find the bastard, I think. Anyway, let's get on with this. And I'm just, and it says take 24 hours. I shouldn't probably have pressed the button. That's just mind-bogglingly stupid. Everything says 24 hours. I reckon this may not work for ages, so we might not have the backup. I'll get it in a different way. But normally, what I normally do is I get that thing, and I'll just explain my silly little thing. I get that thing, and then I copy the link, and I put it up there, and then I start doing that. So my little process has been destroyed. So we are looking at the Bitcoin chart, and every time we see it going up, the volume is going up in the main, full stop new line. However, there is some hefty selling coming in when it tops here and when it tops there, full stop new line. And this is the hourly chart. So when we can see a top with less volume and a rise up with more volume, we'll think it's probably not a correction. At the moment, it's smelling like a correction. The next chart is the daily chart, which is showing okay-ish volume, which leads us to believe it's probably a correction. And we would think about somewhere around about $9,100 as a target. Now we have ventured into the jaws of going long Bitcoin. And Bruce, I'm sorry I didn't get to speak to you last night. Were you okay? I thought you were, yeah, I had to leave earlier. I don't know if you came back. Okay, yeah, I thought Gary did a good talk yesterday. It was really nice to watch. I actually got a lot out of watching him. It's good. He was saying before, I haven't got much to say. He said a lot. Okay, so here's the cryptos. Yeah, I haven't read Bukowski, I think, and it's got me interested in going back to him. Okay, so we got some entries yesterday, and the 80.56, we never got filled on the 79.88. Now there are some targets here which we can now put up here at 9100. And I think we're going to have to bring this up, this stop up to, I really think we're going to have to bring it up to just under 8,000. So 79.35 is probably the stop. Which will give us the opportunity of getting long at 79.88. Obviously, this is going to go by the wayside, but we'll keep that there, or and we'll go stop would be below 69.50. So it's still a correction. So simply move the stop loss up to 79.35 so we don't lose too much if it falls apart and it's a correction. Bitcoin futures don't give us a lot of hope for the future. Their target around 8,800. Bitcoin Cash shows this is in a bit of a correction. Volume's not so great. Needs a break up above 238, targeting 256. Bitcoin Gold, at least tracking sideways after its complete disaster previously, not getting enough volume on the upside to make us believe in it. Full stop, new line. Ethereum, giving us some hope that this is a bottom. We're seeing a bit of volume the other day going up, and if we can get it released above 195 and 203, then this starts to be good. In the meantime, we will raise our stop loss on whatever we've got, if we've got something, to $163. And we have just gone long at $183, which is feeling a little bit risky to me by the way that it's done it. So we are definitely long at 173 because that happened before the 183. Entered. Litecoin, still in a corrective phase, not giving us anything that we fall in love with. Litecoin is still looking like a correction, the way that it's shaped. The volume has been okay, going up as it's been rallying, but still feels like a correction. So I think we'll lean towards this is a bigger correction for most things aside from Ethereum. Ripple, after being a bit exciting, has headbutted some bit of resistance. Might get better above 27 cents, but at the moment I still don't like this all any much. EOS needs to close above $3.23, and then it might look towards $3.80 full stop new line. If you bought it, stop loss would be at $2.78. Monero, buy a break above $60 with a stop loss below $54. Neo, buy a break above $8.70 with a stop loss below $7.20, and probably better to leave it alone. Power Ledger being strong on its own because it's just staying there while everything else is not really doing anything else either. IOTA is still giving some nice signs. A close above 28 cents becomes a buy, looking for a run towards 32 cents. Your stop loss would be below 25 cents. Zcash forming a triangle in a weird position. So if you're buying this, stop loss would be below $35. Digibyte is a buy on a break above 8 cents with a stop loss below 7.3 cents, hoping for 8.5 cents. Do we have any questions? Okay, beautiful. Hey, the gang's all here. We've got a lot more people than normal. Okay, we need to go get something warm. Thanks, Rob. Have a good time today. If you're off, no questions. Let's I'll just go and get something warmer because it was warm here first thing. Now it's not. Then we'll do some of these things. Just Forex. Just give me a few seconds. Okay, welcome to the Forex Speed webinar, which is for today, the 2nd of October 2019. Here's our disclaimer and warning, and we've got to put up here Bridge Street. Save that. And we have long-term bull horns warnings in the yen, the dollar yen, the pound, the Kiwi. No short-term bull horns warnings, no long-term bull horns warnings. That doesn't sound right. I must have deleted some of these little puppies by mistake, but the other things still apply. So let's go down and we'll get rid of this. We'll save this. So I'm just happy not taking too much trades. US dollar index. Got these PHG trades. Don't know whether I'm going to ever get. Okay, so we see once again the US dollar index is in a fifth wave maneuver, full stop, new line. So we're going to get a chance to sell it, full stop, new line. The question is whether it will be on a breakdown or if it breaks up and fails, question mark. At the moment, if you are long, you could run your stop loss at 98.5. My belief is it probably will fail from here and do some more churning before trying higher again. The euro versus the US dollar needs a break above 1.096 with a stop loss below 1.089. If you like the euro, that is. The dollar yen has put itself long and then scurried back into its little cave. So another scoot above 108.5 would lead to 109.36, but for the time being, look for 107 on the downside. The dollar Swiss is on a low base ADX. So if it does manage to close somewhere above 1.004, this will enter into a big uptrend that could take it above 1.025, full stop, new line. Now on the flip side, if it takes out 0.9850, it could enter a trend down, full stop, new line. So I know that's vague and unhelpful, but it's something to think about in the longer run. A bigger trend is possible. Now, the canary in the coal mine for the Australian dollar is the Kiwi, and it's in a struggle street pattern. I will like to propose buying a break above 0.63. Potential. And the target will be 0.6428 and the stop loss will be fairly wide at 0.6180. The pound looks like it's actually finding some friends, and break above 1.2340 would be a useful buy with a stop loss below 1.22, hoping for 1.26. Now I'm almost going in to do this, but I'm a little bit concerned and fearful of it. GBP USD. $1.22. 1.26, potential. Now, given how many potential trades there are on, they all may go off at once. I've just noticed the yen may have gotten close to 106.8. USD CAD just seems to be marking time going sideways, but getting below 1.317 is a sign of not goodness. This starts to break down below 1.317, but this is positive for the Canada and would imply that the Kiwi and the Aussie have some chances as well. And the Aussie dollar has had a bit of a beating, but it's so far managed to make a new low for the last however many months, or 10 years or something like that. A break above 0.6750 looks for 0.69. So we'll make it a PHG trade with a stop loss at 0.6650. And target towards 0.689 and 0.6970. You can see the big divergence in the Aussie dollar. So if this comes back and snaps back, we'll have a good chance at a big rally. And I apologize for the sound effects. Welcome to Commodities. You haven't got my super duper big sneeze, I think. I don't think I've blasted you. Anyway, if I have, I'm sorry. Wednesday, the 2nd of October. Believe me, they're worse. This one should be Bridge Street. And here's our other things just to remind us. Copper, we want to get involved with. Sugar, we already are. Soybean meal, I think we are. And cotton, I think we are too. Short-term bullhorns warnings, COMEX, silver and gold, and long-term bears warnings, funnily enough, in weed. That's the codes for both the 24-hour or overnight euro dollar and the normal floor session combined. Gold, platinum, 5-year notes, cocoa, feeder cattle, and palladium. One day it will just be that for kids, they'll just go, oh, I'm 8 years old. Can I have some pot, please? They won't know it was banned. The Baltic Dry Index looks down towards 1783. I mean, after all, Coca-Cola was made with cocaine. That was legal then. Down at 1783, it will have a choice point. Chinese iron ore is currently just living within its own little corrective pattern, in my opinion. Below 80, we get a push to the downside towards 77. At the moment, look for 87.19 and target 92.35. Should it take out 88? Uranium has gone so sideways for so long that it really has given up even pretending to have been trending at some stage. Full stop, my line. For the time being, I think we are better off looking at the weekly charts than anything else, and the weekly charts look more like they're in a sideways correction before going down towards 23.5. The 30-year bonds have resurrected themselves, and we can see that volume is not as good as it was, and so this is a correction of some sort, whether it's a fourth wave or something, but maybe it's a B wave up into this area here before trying down towards 155. I think there is no decision to be made. The 10-year notes show the same sort of thing, just pushing higher without the volume, so we would expect towards 131 and 1630 seconds. Crude oil. I still think that we might see a 50 and we could see a 47.3 on this. The volume, however, says probably better to be buying it down in those areas at this point. Heating oil looking for 1.83 or 1.7 on the downside. Natural gas looking down towards 2.14 on the downside. Also, this looks like a buy once it hits there. RBOB gasoline had a nice couple of day rally, probably spending a bit of time churning at the moment and eventually looking for 1.2 on the downside or 1.3. Corn looking for $3.93 and $3.95. Yes, Mark, I was deliberately viewing the weekly charts. I'm now on the dailies. So corn's intriguing. I don't think we have a corn, do we? Corn's liberated itself. The real proof for corn is above $4.02, looking for $4.18. Soybean oil looking for 30.85, 31.14 and 30.34. If it breaks again above 29.84. Soy meal, for some reason I thought we were having a buy on soy meal, but it doesn't appear to be in the box. Looking for 30. $317 or 333. That's quite a good move. A stop loss should be at 297. Now this may mean that soybeans have been on the move. So soybeans have kicked in long. We've gone long on a break above $9, and this is a strong move. Hopefully Soybeans have gone long on a break above $9. This is a strong move, and a stop loss can be raised to $8.92. A bigger target is $9.70. Entered. Actually, we do have a buy in the box, and it's a buy on a break above 294. Entered. Now, weirdly, wheat was the one that was showing that this was strong, but it hasn't done anything much. Wheat was the one that was showing that this was strong. If you are long wheat, I'd suggest a stop loss below $4.85. Gold, this is the weekly chart, and it shows it's on a bit of support at the moment. If you bought it, you'd have a stop loss, say at 1460. If that breaks, you'll get a chance to buy at 1413 and 1397. Personally, I think it needs to go back down there just to hurt a few people who got overconfident. Copper, we still don't have entry, but we have a retest, which is quite good. Let's go back in on a break above $2.63. I'm sorry, I was wrong. We have entered at $2.56, and the stop loss is $2.45 and will remain that way. Entered. Nickel on the weekly charts still shows us that it's strong. It's coming up into a normally weak seasonal period, so there might be a little bit of danger in having nickel. But by mid-November, we should be thinking about owning nickel again. Palladium. We now need to move our stop loss up, and I don't like doing this because it really is an obvious place at 1594. Actually, no, I'm wrong. Our stop was at 1620 and the low was 1621 so far. So Palladium, we simply leave the stop loss as is. Platinum had the bejesus kicked out of it. I thought it might be a little bit stronger. Anything below 865 suggests 780 and more weakness. Silver needs a break above 17.5 to go towards 18.5 with a stop loss below 17. At the moment, I'm disappointed in silver. But it can still rally a bit towards 17.5. Cocoa needs a break down below 24.35 to start it to be a little bit in trouble. At the moment, I'd like to think it could range up to 24.85 and make up its own mind. Full stop, new line. Currently, we are long. We were long and we have been stopped out at 24.55. Stopped out exclamation mark for a profit. Actually, pretty reasonable one given that it was two big figures on cocoa. Cotton. This looks different to the way I remember it. Stop loss should be below 60. If you're buying this, and we are just going to go with our breakout trade. If it happens, go with it. Coffee, we are back making some money, and we'll hope that it breaks through 103, but doubt it. Sugar is breaking into new highs, which is pleasing, seeing as we are long. Stop is at 12.4. And I'm sorry, I still haven't developed the targets for you, but let's just go with whatever it is. Going to give us. Orange juice is a buy on a break above 100.2 with a stop loss below 97.62. We are already long. And probably should move our stop loss up. To 97. Lumber, we have 352 on the downside. As a target. I'm not sure I want to be involved with it there, but let's have a look at where the channel is. As you can see, the channel, or at least the support line, has been broken. Looking for 351 and probably 305. Possibly lumber is preempting interest rates not being as effective at goosing the economy as everyone would hope. Okay, let's go and pick up a few things. We are going to need to do some equities. There's the Dow Transports. We're going to need to get a new table. So welcome to the World Indices Speed Webinar for Wednesday, the 2nd of October 2019. Here's our disclaimer and warning. We have short-term bear pause warnings in 273 OEX stocks, Japanese topics, S&P growth value and FTSE, and S&P, we have short-term bullhorns warnings in 227 OEX stocks, making for very boring ratios and strange ones with long-term bullhorns warnings in the The Dow Jones Transportation Average is making me a happy camper. The Dow Jones Transportation Average has been smacked on high volume. So looking for 99.26 on the downside and hopefully 96.56, which is what I think I've been talking about more. Full stop, new line. Things would get better above 10,400. The Dow Jones Industrial Average has been smacked, and I think I gave a target close to here, probably not precisely here. The volume is fairly high today. Things get better for the Dow above 26,845. If you have been short, I would suggest buying some back a little bit now, even though it's probably not open, but if you could trade the futures, you could buy a little bit back now. Maybe as a human sacrifice, but at least you'd be taking some profit. The S&P 500 cash index has gone deeper than the retracement that I set, which indicates weakness, full stop, new line. This weakness probably emanates from the energies sector of the S&P 500, full stop, new line. So don't be surprised if it breaks 29.35 and heads to 28.98. The NASDAQ is a lot weirder than I thought. It hasn't gone on with the job like its friends. So what my comment about the S&P energies stocks probably still holds. This could go down to 75.92 and it could go up to 78.42. Anything outside those ranges starts to be positive or negative. Until then, the NASDAQ is in neutral. The volatility index has kicked up, which is pleasing to my eye. Looking for 19.44, but more likely towards 21. The E-mini S&P is looking for 29.30 on the downside. I have no idea what kicked it lower, but it's certainly the right time of year for it to be going lower, or at least weak. We are short on a PHG trade, if I remember correctly. And I'm pleased to see that it's everything that we need it to be. We have an average probably of around 29.80. So let's drop the stop down to that level. Now this is a weird feeling I have. Normally I should be crowing about it and feeling really good, but I'm not. I've got a really high level of anxiety about this, so it probably still is a good trade. Let's just keep the stop at 29.80. The E-mini internals gave some very good trading session movements yesterday, closing down, but they didn't close with a lot of volume, and I'm not sure they want to manipulate it anywhere or could manipulate it anywhere. All I can say is if it gets above 29.76, it's probably going up. For the meantime, I think it's weaker than even the manipulators want it to be. The German DAX got smacked. Triple top, lower triple top. This is exciting. Unfortunately, we had the idea too early and got stopped out, but look for 12,027 if you are keen on selling some sauerkraut. The Euro stock 60, 50 decided to pop its top, and as I was saying, because it was the stronger one, that the overall market was at risk, and that seemed to be the case. It had a major outside reversal day, so look for 34.55 on the downside. The Italian MIB, 21,393. Also a bit of an outside reversal day without much kick below the previous ones. So 21,800 would be also a support target on that. Notice that these tops are lower on lower interest rates. So it's not really giving the market any impetus having lower interest rates. The UK FTSE almost got to the fib retracement, but I think it actually started to act a bit European, which is a little bit of a change. Looking down to 72.89 on the downside, or 71.96 at the moment. And the triggers for going lower will be below 73.38. I had a look at the Shanghai last night when I came home. 30.20 on the downside, or 29.87. Seems to have not enjoyed being higher, full stop your line. And I would have to say, from all the indications that Trump is really hurting the economy of China. Oh, thanks for that, Bruce. Bloomberg says grim start to US auto sales stirs alarms that the collapse is here. So that was the trigger, or that was the media's concept of the trigger. Thank you. I'm always puzzled about auto sales because auto sales, the Americans like to get new cars, because if you ever look at the Mercedes in Australia, you'll see a 5-year or 10-year-old Mercedes is relatively well looked after. Go to America and they don't give a shit about a 5-year-old Mercedes or even a 10-year-old. They're just bags of crap. So they don't maintain them because they're so much cheaper than they are in Australia, because we get stolen from. So I've always puzzled when they didn't buy cars basically from 2008, 2009, 2012. Then they started buying again. So in terms of their cycle, they probably had a 3 to 5 year cycle of keeping a car, and then that just goes on a rubbish pump or goes down to Alabama or Birmingham and all those sort of places. Nancy Pelosi was born in, is it Birmingham? And that's really, she should be fixing up that city. It's pretty bad if she's going to help people. I think she's just a mean person. Apparently her daughter said that she'll cut your head off before you even could blink. That's what a daughter says. Scary notion when your daughter says that and she thinks she's trying to help her mum get re-elected. She likes mum. Okay, the Hong Kong Hang Seng. A little ray of sunshine has come into the Asian world, and that is in the form of a Hong Kong Hang Seng rally. So we might expect 26,400. It might be difficult with the smacking of the US market, but that's a little bit of a difference, and it's different to the Chinese market as well. So watch the Hang Seng for signs of change. The Japanese Nikkei. Holding its top okay at the old tops at the moment. I don't know whether that will last. If you want to play with the Nikkei, look for 22,200 with a stop loss below 21,800. The SPY 66.21 target, it hasn't moved as much as the US, but it will probably, the US movement will probably start to give it a bit of a shock, and I would expect down towards 65.60 as well. Share price index futures internals, we can see the drama of falling some 90 points over the course of the last 24 hours. Or 18 hours, whatever number it is. Full stop me line. So once the momentum's to the downside like that, there's probably not a lot of reason to buy. If you were long, have a stop loss at 66.40 or 66.10, depending on your preference for pain. Okay, I will see you in the in the main room, probably Q2. I will see how I go. Thanks everybody. Bye. Oh, Bruce is saying US demand for energy products is weak, also retail weak. Retail chain Forever 21 collapses. I think, yeah, they were talking about that. There was a few retailers that's been looking dodgy in the States. See you in the ASX room. Bye.